it must have reasonable time. It must be meaningful. Lord, it is on that basis that we are submitting and will be arguing that the 12 days, the Standing Order number 64, provided for the entire process of the impeachment in the National Assembly, violates Article 50 of the Constitution. The National Assembly had no constitutional authority to limit themselves to only 12 days. That resulted in inadequate public participation on such a weighty matter. My Lord, you will see that first the National Assembly directed that the public participation would be at county headquarters of our 47 counties. The question arises, are the people in any particular county to travel all the way to the county headquarters, one place, to publicly participate, give their views on such a weighty matter? That was on the 4th of October. Lord, when your brother in Kerugoya Court directed that public participation should be at the constituency level, a further notice was issued by Speaker of the National Assembly correctly saying the public participation will be at the constituency level as directed by your brother, Judge in Kerugoya. But that notice, my Lord, was issued on the evening of 4th October. That civic education will be the following day. Where is the time for the people of Kenya to be made aware that there will be public participation the following day? So the public participation, quote and unquote, at the constituency level was on the very date that they had about this further directive by the Speaker. So, my Lord, without going into the details, because you do that during the actual hearing, my Lord, is it any wonder that only 200 and what? My Lord, in volume 2, I think we gave copies to the court. Could you give this to the court here? Page 812. Page 812. The court has the soft copy, but this is a hard copy. If my Lord looks at page 812, you can hand over this. You can hand over this to the court. 812. My Lord has, yeah, hand over. Yeah. Yeah. It is labeled RG11 at the top. Sorry, my lord. Yes, it did. Who is the owner of it?
He said. No, I want to be sure.
If it is safe, it's okay. Page 812 is actually RG 11 in volume 2. If my lord looks at page 812, left hand corner at the bottom, volume 2. This is volume 2. RG 11. But go to 812 of RG 11, bottom left hand corner. My lord, do you see the total number of people who took part in this public participation is 224,907. My lord, out of over 50 million Kenyans who have attained the age of 18, because of the shortness of the notice, only 224,907 were able to participate. But Lord, that is dismal. That is not public participation. And Article 118 And my Lord, Article 118 requires Parliament to facilitate public participation. The Supreme Court has said the notice must be reasonable, must be adequate, the public participation must be meaningful, not a show. My Lord, 224 or 225, even if you are to leave aside the 50 million Kenyans who are above the age of 18, even the registered voters are 14 million. This is demonstration of the fallacy, of the mockery of the public participation. And my Lord, on the same RG 11, RG 11 at page 790. Page 790 is volume 2 again. Page 790. My Lord, at the top of page 790, my Lord, do you see the constituency there, 95, Keyo South? My Lord, if you go to the column showing support, it shows 162.79% support. My Lord, what could demonstrate 162.79 support? In other words, apparent there of all the registered voters shot through the support to 100, even if all the people who turned up for the public participation said yes. How does the figure go to 162.79 actually virtually 163%. My Lord, is this data on which this court should allow that resolution to proceed for the impeachment of the deputy governor? And my Lord, yes, my Lord. Yes.
That constituency, I don't know these figures in fact, the total 43.
There?
Yes.
There is 70.
Yes.
And then I do not support.
3.
And then that would be how many?
I'm just pointing out,
Yes.
because they tell us the total number who turned up were 43. Then how come 70% supported, if the total number?
That column is the same as the column we were, the grand total. You go to grand total.
Yes, the grand total
Page
appears in
812.
column 2, yes. Where
It's the same column.
202nd column. List the constituencies. But
So at page 812,
8, yes.
at the top, that is it's called columns and not rows. The column shows total responses, right?
Yes,
And this is per constituency,
yes.
and the national tally is at 224. Correct?
That is correct.
That's the same.
Yes.
Then, in the case of KO, I would assume the total of those who turned out are 43.
That's what we were told.
And then, those who support are 70.
Yes, contradiction.
And then 3 do not support. So that takes us to 100, over 100.
Yes.
Okay, proceed.
Followed. The other submission also in here. The petitioner, who is a subject matter of impeachment, should have been accorded an opportunity to answer to the allegations, so that the allegations and the petitioner's response are then taken to Kenyans in the public participation. For them to be able to make an informed decision. Only the allegations were taken, not the response of the petitioner. Is this public participation as envisaged in Article 118 of the Constitution? The answer has to be a resounding no. My Lord, there was no adequate time when this data was returned to Parliament. We don't have how it was evaluated, because the purpose of public participation is that the views of Kenyans are taken into account when the National Assembly is then debating and passing a resolution. And then, no, the data. The data. Yeah. My Lord, the public is denied the evaluation by the National Assembly of the data that was collected. If you go to page 813 of volume 2, 813, 813 at the bottom. The independent, credible pollsters shows, number one there, that only 2,236, 7% voted in favor of impeachment of the petitioner applicant. Sorry, my lord. The opinion polls, they conduct online opinion polls, and when the figures in parliament are saying the opposite, this independent pollster shows only 7% was supporting the impeachment of the deputy president. Double that number, 14%, 4,433, supported the impeachment of the president, although it wasn't part of the questionnaire. And 75% of the Kenyan people, 24,122, said the president and his deputy should be impeached together. So the overwhelming majority in this limited public participation voted in favor of both being impeached, but 93% were against the impeachment of the deputy president. My lord, my lord, in our list of body of authorities, at page 36, my lord, you see the case, the Supreme Court case of Peter Gatirao Munya, and the passage I want to draw the court's attention to appears at page 52, paragraph 97. Yes, 97.